What up, guys? We're back at it again with another video. Yeah, guys, if you could see how much we struggle just to record one video. uh, Today, I'm like, let me just keep my phone on silence. I don't know what happened to another one. And then someone just called me in the middle of recording, and then you're like, oh, shit. Okay, but we cool. Now we are here again. This is a goal that I'm going to break it down. And I just want to state something in terms of like wins and losses. We lose, we win sometimes. It's just a mixture. The only thing that keeps us floating is risk management. So don't come with an idea that this one they always like on point and stuff. It's because of I don't entertain losses that much. Because most of the time, to be honest, most of my losses they coming from uh, human error, whereby my method says I should buy here, and somehow I feel like no, it seems like it's not gonna do this, and then you end up like having different thoughts. As much as we all have like a trading plan, trust me, I'm not saying you can't follow a trading plan 100%, but there's always that element of being human. There's always that element of being human whereby you just like, you see. And to be honest, majority of my losses, they coming from that, whereby it's me making mistake, not following maybe one rule and thinking like, today I don't think it's gonna do this. And then you end up finding out that actually it did what it was supposed to do. So back at it again here is that we have gold. And when it's come to gold, again, my phone is ringing. Okay, so this is gold, and we have monthly. I don't check monthly every day, but it's something that I normally start with, so I can understand what's the nature of monthly, where are we heading, where we might be um going for long term or short term. And I did post it in Telegram channel before that I'm looking for this for long term. But currently we are stuck around this area. So this is the area that we are currently dealing with at the moment. Because if we thinking of this one, this thing is too far. It might take a year, it might take a month, it might take a week. We don't know, but we have to deal with what we are having at the moment and thinking about what you might have. So there's two in line between those terms. With gold, as I've mentioned, that we are stuck here, and then we'll need to go to our weekly. So which is our which mean this is our weekly, and we had this one as our supply zone, and price did reacted, and somehow I was looking for a bit further down, but a price just moved from that demand zone and started to go up. And again, we had another obstacle, which is this week, like at the moment. So price is still stuck here. But what can happen is that these we're having like a flip zone. So a flip zone is more like support turning to resistance. A supply that didn't work and it became like a demand. So it's just like price being flipped. It was supposed to push the price down. Unfortunately, didn't happen. So that's why this is like a flip zone. And it's more clear when you're looking at daily. So this is our daily. So this will be our daily. So with daily, we have a flip. So this flip on daily, it's more clear than the weekly. So what does it mean? It means that we might see further upside movement. Let me do this. Okay, so remember, this is our daily, And since this is our daily, we are seeing those blue, I'm not sure it's blue or what, but yeah, it is what it is. Order flow. So this is like order flow. So in terms of order flow, there's a different way you can see order flow like in the market. Because I think I did another video where I was speaking that sometimes people look at order flow by let's say price is taking your demand, and then from there we're seeing a series of these, and then people view this as an order flow. Yes, it is an order flow, but you have to understand that the order flow actually it's all about price protecting certain level and never break them. So I regard this as an order flow. Why? Because price left this and protect this from breaking this from this again, and this. So this is a whole order flow. So you can have an order flow like this, price move up and started to do something like this. Still an order flow, this one. You can have a price go down, started to move like this, up, same order flow. You can have something like this, move similar. It doesn't matter where it's your order flow. So order flow is always about price, and it's been like protected lows. I think in that sense would make like more sense when I'm saying like lows. These lows have been protected. So we're back again here. We are looking at H4. So since we have our order flow, then to me, I was like, if we can have something that is pushing the price further down, then I can say like, oh, maybe we might see bearish sentiment comes in for that particular time frame. But in this environment now is that we still seeing price still very much bullish. From weekly, it's up; from monthly, it's up; from daily. Yeah, it is up. For this was just like retracement. So I was looking for price to go further up. Then I think we're this one. So that was another one with the H1, whereby this one H1 mitigating that H4. So we have H1 mitigating H4. Then what are we waiting for? We are waiting for price to um, giving us sort of another liquidity grab, so we can like trying to long it. So we have this one as liquidity. Price took this one out, and we had this one. But unfortunately, as I was saying when I mentioned the idea of human nature, it's because of this area. Because for me, I was looking for something like this with other time frame. Unfortunately, price went deeper and then it started to go up. So I took an entry first here. I was fortunate enough that price actually went up about 20 pips. And in my mind, I was like, okay, since I had a first swing in 1 minute, that's why I normally manage my trades, but not always as it's about like 1 minute. But at the time, I just felt like, no man, let me just like manage it with 1 minute, because there's a couple of few things that I was seeing, and unfortunately, price came back to my entry and it took me out with the break even. But I had another second entry, which is the one that did play out. Yeah, let me just do this again. Yeah, so since we know that gold is more volatile, and where I took an entry was here based on this. So this one, I took this buy from this and then took me out. Then I've noticed that, okay, we have this one now. Let's come from this one. And that's why I'm saying like this is part of the mistake I did. But still, even if I lost this one was going to cover this one. Then this is what we are looking for. So remember, we have an order flow. and this is H4, and then H1 doing all those sort of things. Then lastly, we have your N3. Hope like it makes sense. If you're paying close attention to this area, you'll notice that this is a similar thing. If you go to H4, H1, and then you notice that this is a similar thing. Price doing this goes up. This was a bigger one. Then at the same time for N3, you can wait for a similar one for this one to go like further up. Then yeah, that's it. Price definitely went further up. It's a 1:35. Again, when it's come to this thing of 1:35, it's not easy for and let's talk about, let's say, prop firm or even live account. Yes, it's easy to say it's 1:35, but in reality, it's not gonna be 1:35. Why is not gonna be 1:35? It's because of you have your entry like here, not that one, yeah, and then you have your stop loss here, and you look at that stop loss is too tight. And even if you're putting 1% of your prop firm, somehow this kind of setup will allow you to put something like $1,000, or to just look at the stop loss and your entry. Come on, it's like it's too so close, but you're just thinking that ish. If you're wrong, that thousand is just gone immediately at that time. So it's always advisable that you should be like going with the amount you're comfortable with. So that's why I would just like choose an amount that, okay, if I'm risking like $200 or $300 for an example, then it will make sense for me, because it's either you're comfortable with it and stuff. But in reality, if we were pulling these 1:30, 1:50 and stuff, we would be doing a lot of like big numbers. But these are the one of the things, like having conversation with like some of my friends, that we need to capitalize from such. But in reality, guys, it's not that easy to have an exact 1:30 from 1% of your prop firm, where you risk it $1,000 and then you just made 35,000. It's just really hard, because of you just looking at the stop loss is too tight and all that. Unless we have that go big or go home. Yes, you can do that. You can just like open everything and then prices just like go up the way you want it to be. So yeah, that's it for me in terms of like gold, where it was cool, but again, I think it went up until 1:40 or 1:40 something, but I was out already. Yeah, sometimes you just look at the high, the next high, just take your profit there, and you're like, I'm cool, and you out. Because there's something that we need to get it, that you'll never uh, take everything from the market. Sometimes you leave something on the table, sometimes you close early, sometimes you close, we can't say close late, because obviously we'll be like making more profit, but there's always that element whereby you don't get exactly the way like you plan. You can target 50 pips, but you end up taking 45 pips, and yeah, sometimes can have more of those peeps. So it's one of those things that we need to understand and trying to work around it. So this is like goal. Hopefully you guys see how I normally like approach the market. So for me, guys, make sure you subscribe, and yeah.